Micah, Jerry, let's get it together. Let's work this thing out. We're going to talk about the Cowboys, of course, some still free agency sagas continuing that we're maybe going to put a wrap on. Aaron Rodgers, what are you doing? Bueller. We'll talk about that. NFL draft is 3 weeks from today. We have one of the top tight ends in this class. This is a force, okay? Harold Fannin out of Bowling Green can do it all. Imagine tight end lining up at running back vibes. He's on the show. Excited to meet him today. And we also have a Super Bowl champion coming off a Super Bowl loss on the show. Chiefs fans are expecting a lot out of defensive end Felix Anudike-Uzomah, and he is on the show today. Big show. Draft is 3 weeks from today, I believe. Matthew Hamilton. We are trying to weasel our way to the draft, to Green Bay. Real estate is very limited in the Green Bay area. We might be shacking up with my nephews, Sebastian and Evan, out in Appleton.
Hey, whatever we got to do to get there, let's make it happen.
I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. It's very weird. At a hotel. But welcome to the show. We have so much to get to. I do want to share with you before that I saw this, and this was in my hotel room.
Oh boy.
I thought you might enjoy.
Did you try it?
You might enjoy. Yeah, it's empty. I drank it. So now I'm like, perfect. I'm a 10 out of 10, about to have like the best day ever. What?
That's not how you're supposed to use it. You're supposed to pour it into a bowl and dunk your head in it 3 times before you start the show.
I told you I never watched that video. Would you believe me? Never watched it.
Yes. I would 100%.
And Anudike-Uzomah is on the show. We've got Harold Fannin from Bowling Green on the show. Hamilton and I have a lot to get to. You were atypically very texty about this A block and what you wanted to talk about and lead as the driving editorial voice of the show. There was some breaking news, and then we had to change it all from yesterday to today because the Patriots have traded Joe Milton to the Cowboys. What does it mean? He'll be the backup to Dak, okay. Cooper Rush now ipso facto moves to Baltimore. Before that, Jerry tried to get and land a developmental quarterback behind Dak in Trey Lance 2 years ago. That didn't end great. And now we're taking another crack. We're taking a crack at Milton. I very much enjoyed engaging with Joe during the draft process. Last year, I believe he has a lot of potential. Dare I say, and the Dallas fans, maybe, I like it. Dak is entering year 10 and missed most of last season with the injury. I like this for Dallas. But there is bigger stuff going on, okay? This Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones, what do we want to call this? Thing, standoff, complication. There's always something, right? I was thinking about it yesterday as I was talking to Hamilton, prepping for what we wanted to say, and it's getting a little contentious, I know, and it gets blown up because it's great media fodder and the Cowboys ratings and all of that. But I did get to sit with Micah Super Bowl week, and I'd never met him before. I think he's very much who he is on camera, on the field, on his podcast. Like, I asked him about what his relationship is like with Jerry Jones. Do they talk? How often do they have a cocktail? So let's go back to this, you guys.
It just depends. Sometimes we'll just talk about life. We'll talk about financial decisions, his history and past, about losses, mistakes, like things that he could have done better on. Or, we'll talk about the future of the team, what I think about someone, prospectively, where I want the team to go, how do we get back on a winning train.
What does it feel like to be in that inner circle?
Honestly, I'm just working my way there. You know what I mean?
I think you're there, Micah.
We're coming closer and closer every time.
I think we're back. We're back? Yeah, okay, perfect. Love that. We're back. We're trying to figure things out. We've got Harold Fannin coming up, checking in. So if you have any questions for him, let me know. You hear that clip and, things are supposed to be great. Things are looking good between all of them. And I hope that they can just, even though it's a business, figure it out. We know Micah deserves to be in that, like $40 million a year range with Miles. And let's take a look here at the Cowboys value him. Let's cut to the chase and get it done, right? And if history tells us anything, I don't know. Let's take a look. We went back through Jerry and how he's handled extensions with other superstars over the last 30 plus years. There is a pattern here. The majority of big negotiations they've dragged out. We know this. It's sort of like their MO. But what you hear, remember how long it felt like the CeeDee Lamb deal was taking forever? That was the quickest resolution on this list that you're seeing. You look at some of the others, Michael Irvin, Dak, Zeke, they all got theirs right before week 1. Emmett literally had to hold out the first 2 games to get his done. Jason Witten back in 2011, that went into the season too, I think 2 weeks. Tony Romo, DeMarcus Ware. Want to know when those talks went into? Holla freaking ween, people. This is just what it is. This is a Jerry Jones experience. I don't know. He likes to dance. He likes this sort of situation. He likes frustrating, dragging things out. I don't know what he's Jerry Jones. But he pretty much always seals the deal, right? Superstars barely leave Dallas. Hamilton, when was the last time a superstar left Dallas when they're in their prime?
I can't remember one that's contract is up that he let get away that was, on that level. He usually gets them locked up, and he usually gets them locked up at the top of the market, which is great for those players. Like we had on the full screen, all those guys were paid in the top 3 at their position, most of them number 1 at their position. So from a player perspective, you love that it gets done and you get paid that much. From a fan perspective, a team building perspective, that's not always what you want, because he ends up paying them top of the market when he could pull a Howie Roseman and get things done earlier and save some money.
You brought up Howie, not me, but I mean, it's such a right. Howie Roseman's MO is I want to make everyone feel stupid. Mara, and now this with the Cowboys, like he's paying Saquon 9 years early, like it's, it's. But I will say, like, have you ever heard of somebody, Hamilton, who just like likes to make things a little more difficult?
That doesn't ring a bell at all. I can't imagine who you'd be talking about.
It's Jerry. It's how it's going to happen, and he's not going to change now. You can't. If I've learned one thing in my past few years on this earth, Hamilton, it is that you are not going to change somebody in their older years of life. Okay? He is who he is. We have to embrace it and keep it going. Okay, Cowboys, by the way, FanDuel Sportsbook. Let's talk about this. They are getting the 3rd best odds to win the NFC East. You got to do this over on FanDuel Sportsbook. We have so much great stuff going on. And that's, something of a long shot, by the way, at plus 700. I don't know. They should be. The Eagles Commanders, what they did last year, I get it. They're tied for the 9th best odds to win the NFC at plus 2,900. Seahawks and Falcons, not exactly where you want to be, Cowboys, but a great time to buy low if you are a believer. Will Zalatoris said he's been on this planet for 28 years, still trying to be a believer of his home team, the Cowboys. We also got some news yesterday, guys, on the NFL draft front. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that the Browns and the Giants, they're both unlikely to take a quarterback at 2 and 3 respectively. I mean, do I believe this? Right now, yes. In 3 weeks, maybe not. But a month ago, I think that would be hard to believe. Like, how could you pass on finding a quarterback? But the Giants signed Russell and Jameis. Momentum for Kirk Cousins to Cleveland seems legit. Both squads can get by in 2025 without drafting a quarterback. And we talked to Matt Miller, also of ESPN, yesterday. He said, if you don't fall in love, you can't get one. We heard Sean Payton saying, I want to fall in love. So if that's not the case here, do not settle. There's another thing I've learned. Do not settle. If you're not in love, move it. Keep it moving. Especially when there's guys you can fall in love with, like, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter is on the board. You have to explore all of your options. While I still think both of these teams drafting a quarterback in the 2nd round or trading up and into the back half or the first to get like a Milroe or a Dart might be the thing. Ham, is there like an Arch Manning thing at play here?
I think potentially, yes, because I don't think, we've learned over the years, like these GMs don't look at a single draft in a vacuum. Yeah. And he is eligible for next year's draft. That doesn't mean he'll necessarily come out, but he is eligible for next year's draft.
Yeah. Why make a commitment? It's like, why are there so many relationship metaphors
Here we go.
in this thing today? It's all timing, but if you know that there's a chance that person you've been pining after, that's the clear person that you would like to make a commitment to, is like a year away from getting out of their relationship, with a college, like, do you wait? Do you settle? What do you do? Do you give, you want to land Arch next year. You also want nobody else to be able to get their hands on Arch next year. Do you think about trading down to get more ammo for 2026? I know there's some questions with Arch. We haven't seen him have a full season in college. There's some risk to the approach, but these things do not exist in a vacuum. So I don't know. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts here, everybody. Would you be okay with punting on a quarterback in this year's draft, Browns fans, Giants fans, in order to take a swing at Arch next year with a lot of variables still unsolved? You guys let us know up in Adam's show. Up next, Harold Fannin Jr. is on the program. We are going to do a little Hall of Fannin with him. He's a Canton guy. We have an excellent throwback photo to start with. I don't think he's ready for it. On the show next. Damn, I never watched that Saratoga water thing. I thought he drank the water. I just saw it and got excited.
He does drink it at some point. He like rinses his mouth with it when he's brushing his teeth. He dunks his head in it a bunch of times. I'm trying to think. I think you see him drinking it at some point. Yeah.
What is he doing now? Now that the week is over. What is he doing now?
He did put in his bedtime routine videos. I mean, basically he just gets ready and then is up for like an hour and then starts his bedtime routine and does it all over again. I think that's pretty much his day.
What a life.
Yeah.
Excited about, do we have any, who's on next week? Do we have any traction on guests? What do we got?
Oh yeah, we got, let me pull it up. We got a lot going on next week already. Yeah.
Go ahead, Milton.
Brandon Graham, Daniel Jeremiah, Devin Hester.
Okay.
Devin McCourty, Justin Simmons, who's still a free agent. Is he going to the Eagles like a lot of people are bringing up?
The fact that Devin Hester just pops on our show pretty regularly is a little nutty. Devin Hester, no big, that'll be good. Simmons will be good. I'm going to Phoenix. I'm going to Phoenix to a Suns game. What's the latest with KD?
It's finally happening.
What's going on? You're not going to play?
It's looking dicey. Last I saw, he was at least a week. Hopefully he can get back sooner, but with their playoff situation.
Yeah, he's got to do what's best for him. But I will be at that game, I think, on Tuesday, and I'm taking a very special guest. I'm not going to say who it is, but I'm bringing a very special guest to the game with me. Yeah, that'll be exciting. We got to get KD back on the show.
That's awesome. Yeah, we do. Especially, you finally show up to a game. Maybe he'll come back on. I know that was a point of contention for a little bit, but yeah.
We've been traveling a lot. We've been doing quite many things.
We have been.
I'm in New York today, and then no show tomorrow. But guys, obviously, you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the Twitter feed. We're going to be blasting out more stuff from owners' meetings. And yeah, we'll be back with those awesome guests next week that I am excited about. And we have one right now. Is he?
Oh yeah.
Is he going to watch well to this photo? I hope so. It's so freaking cute. All right, let's do it.
One of my favorite prospects of this class. Very excited.
Yeah. This is my first guest today. Any guesses? Consensus, All-American, more receiving yards than anyone else in college football in 2024. As a tight end, by the way, which is crazy. Out of Bowling Green State University, Harold Fannin Jr. Who is this little kid?
Man, that's me. My first year ever playing football right there.
What would you tell him about what's going on in your process journeying to the NFL right now? How crazy is this?
Man, I'll probably tell him, man, I'm very proud of him, man, especially where he at today. He looked good, too, as well. Tell him that.
Where do we get the Skelly nickname from? Are all NFL fans needing to be on board? What's the Skelly?
So long story short, ended up hurting my hamstring my freshman year. And my coach is like one of those guys who wants to play through injuries. And then he ended up saying I can do Skelly. And one of my teammates, Diego, he just started calling me Skelly ever since. And he just ran with it next everybody started calling me Skelly. So that's where the Skelly
Do
man
we
came.
want to bring Skelly to the NFL?
I'm down. I'm down for it. You know, I got my Twitch name is Skelly, so I'm definitely down for it.
I love that. I thought it had to do with you turning defenders into skeletons or something like you did with this. Talk me through this touchdown, 60 yards, Old Dominion, go.
Uh, I mean, shoot, kind of just threw a great ball. I just went up there and grabbed it, and kind of really just zoned out at that point and just made a play.
I don't know how you
Scored.
kept balance.
I don't know either, but hey, there go JV right there.
I don't know how you stayed in bounds, let alone you ran past everyone on that sideline. So shout out to Malcolm Johnson Jr. for the block too. We see that. We see him. You are so impressive. There's so much to talk about. Thank you for making time in this incredibly busy part of your life, and congratulations on everything. I got to tell you, I've interviewed, I've talked to, I've gotten to know a lot of prospects, and I don't know if I've ever had to do this for a prospect. Here's a list of most of the FBS records that you set in college. This is diabolical. What sticks out to you? What's your favorite on this list? Which one means the most?
Probably go with the 117 receptions, man. That definitely got to be the one that definitely stand out. I never would thought I would have caught that many passes in a season.
Why is that one so special?
Uh, I mean, it just shows how much, you know, a quarterback care about me, really.
Yeah. NFL and how much you care about football and how much of your, you give 1,000% out of 100%. You broke at least 21 records at Bowling Green. I didn't even have enough space. Those are some of them. I thought almost 120 yards a game as a tight end. That is crazy work.
That is crazy. I did not know that.
Are you pretty humble, Harold?
Yeah. I say I'm very humble for the most part, yeah.
Yeah. I can tell. The transfer portal I want to get to, it is all the rage right now.
Mm.
Why decide to stay at Bowling Green instead of doing what a lot of people would do, enter the transfer portal and go to a bigger school?
Yeah, I definitely say the relationships I built with my coaches, that definitely played a role. And you know, the role I play on my offense, you know, I kind of was a guy, you know, everything was really centered around me. It's like, why leave that?
And you can do it all. I know that you're playing tight end. You've lined up at running back. Your versatility speaks volumes. You being, you deciding to stay, I think, says a lot about you. There's a lot of draft experts and former coaches of yours, even who I read, were saying that you can play multiple positions. The tight end running back combo we're talking about in our morning meeting. Maybe Jonnu Smith a little bit. Like nobody really does that. How many teams that you've talked to have talked about you lining up at running back?
It's kind of crazy, but none really talking about that. Uh, I mean, they just really want to like kind of just pick my brain on stuff. They never really just talk about, you know, what the position I'm playing. They just wouldn't really know, you know, what am I thinking, you know, what's going on during the snap and stuff like that.
What's crazy about that?
Uh, I mean that, you know, it's on tape and, you know, nobody ever really questioned it, you know.
I would like to see it. I think it'd be very cool. We spent like a half hour talking about it on our morning call. Like, what would this look like in the NFL? Do you ever think about it?
Uh, nah, I'm not really that far in, you know what I mean? I'm just right now
Yeah.
just thinking about the draft and stuff like that. But I mean, it could be something special for sure.
I was reading that you have a unique running style. Do you think that you do?
Yeah, my mom, you know, she talked to me about it. She also talked
Your
to me about
mom.
yeah, the way I also run. She said my feet point out and stuff like that. She said it looked funny. They don't know which way you're going and all this and that. But yeah.
I mean, there's draft experts. There's one that said you run like a duck. I think you do it on purpose.
Yeah. You know, it also helped me change direction a little bit. You know, you got to run on the instep sometimes. You know what I mean, to set defenders up.
It is so hard. We're watching highlights this morning, and it's so hard to tell where you're going. Obviously you have the most broken tackles in a season by a tight end, 34. You set a PFF record. Like the defenders fly by you. They don't know where you're going. I think you do it on purpose.
Yeah. It definitely is something I think I do on purpose as well. You know, it's definitely not, you know, genetics or anything.
It's a superpower. I love that. Like, take that, draft analyst. It's a great thing, and clearly effective. You have your eyes on the draft. You just said you're focused on that. You haven't gotten that far into it. When's your visit with the Niners?
Then the next week, I think. I
Are
don't
you
know. I
excited?
got a couple of visits set up. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Okay. I mean, I hope they talk to you about how you'd fit in your offense alongside George Kittle. What do you think of that?
Sounds great to me. I got Kittle was like one of the top tight ends, that I ever watched really. So I'm very excited, if that was a thing. Yeah.
What do you like about George Kittle's game? What makes him one of the best tight ends?
I think it's really like it's just his personality and like how much a team player he is. I feel like that really stick out to me.
Okay, and I was seeing that some people were saying that you could take the Debo Samuel role. Would you be into that?
I'd definitely be down to doing that, man. Get paid a
You
lot,
like to run. You like to. I know we're the tight end thing is like the focus, but like
Mhm.
it's another, running like a duck, superpower, versatility,
Mhm.
especially in that offense. They just love offensive weapons.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Who are the other visits?
I got the Broncos. I got the
Okay.
Lions. Got the Browns. Got the Chiefs. So yeah, it should be fun.
I know for a fact from talking to Bo Nix and from Coach Payton, he's gonna make you shake your backpack out onto the table. So this is your, I don't know if you've met Coach Payton, but this is my advice to you. Have really football-y stuff in there. Like no, not even like chewing gum or candy or like just football-y stuff. And he literally will lose his mind. Like that's like what does it for him. Isn't that weird? But that's
That's
good advice. He
good.
was like, "What's in your backpack?" That's what he did to Bo Nix, and Bo Nix had like a playbook and like tape. Like
Mhm.
that's all he had. And Sean Payton talks about it a lot. Broncos would be fun. Denver would be fun.
Yeah, definitely fun.
Okay, so you got those visits you're focused on. I have a question for you. You didn't mention Eagles. When's the last time you spoke to Coach Scott Leffler?
Well, I kind of spoke to him actually right after my pro day. I was on the phone with him. We chatted up a little bit, but happy that the guy ended up going to the Eagles. Man, I know he's excited. Can't wait to play against him or be with him.
Head coach of Bowling Green for your 3 years there. He's now the quarterback coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. I never put anything past them in their front office to go ahead and grab the best talent available. There's some um, there's interesting things in the air that might be a very cute fit, but you're going to go where you're supposed to go and have an amazing career. And you're from Ohio, so we wanted to get to this. LeBron James, you said, of course, one of your role models.
Yeah.
What specifically, if there's one thing from his life or his career that sort of inspires or motivates you, what is that?
I definitely say, kind of like how he's like with his family, but it's all like private. And he's like one of the world's famous people. I kind of like that about him, like how famous he is, but like he's always family first.
I love that. Do you think he would be, how good of a tight end would he be in the NFL?
Probably be the goat at that as well, man. LeBron can do anything in my eyes.
Being from Ohio, you're not just from Ohio, you're from Canton. You were like meant to be an NFL star. It's all happening for you. We wanted to play a quick game called Hall of Fannin, of course, based off Hall of Fame. And you're just going to answer some quick questions. What vacation spot makes it into your Hall of Fame?
Vacation spot. Probably be Bora Bora. I see the photos online. There's definitely a place I want to definitely go.
That's a Super Bowl win, and then you fly right there from the game. That sounds perfect. How about your Hall of Fame dessert?
Cheesecake, gotta go with strawberry cheesecake. Love the Cheesecake Factory as well.
You answer that very fast. What's your Cheesecake Factory order? I just read yesterday they're adding 50 new items to the
Uh,
Cheesecake Factory menu, and I'm like, y'all already have 7,000 items. What are we doing?
yeah, I'm very simple. I go there, I go get the gumbo. I think the gumbo the best thing on their menu.
Delicious. Love their gumbo. What about movie? What's your Hall of Fame movie?
Hall of Fame movie. I'll probably say Midnight at Magnolia. I'm a romance type of guy. I like watching romance movies, so I definitely go with that.
Love that. Harold, what about you mentioned Twitch. What about the Hall of Fame video game?
Hall of Fame video game. I'm kind of new to it, but I'm really liking it. I definitely say Siege. Rainbow Six. That definitely got to be it.
Never heard of it. Love that for you. Do you play Madden at all?
I used to, but then everybody started, end up being good on it, know all the playbooks, so I stopped. I had to stop buying it.
I love that. So great to meet you. Anything you want NFL fans to know about you? You know what I'd like to know? We know you're versatile. We know you're athletic. We know you can play multiple positions. You're down for anything. You are loyal. All of these great things. What's something that isn't getting enough love that I can help you with to get out there?
Uh, I mean, not really. I mean, I feel like I'm a laid back type of guy. If your guys don't know this about me, I love fishing. I've been fishing since I was young. I used to fish with my granddad. My mom's also, big into fishing. So I kind of just grew up fishing a lot. So that's something I want to know.
What's the most impressive catch you've ever had?
Probably when I played Kent State this past year and I caught the ball like with the back of my helmet with one hand. Pretty dope.
Oh, I thought I was talking about a fishing catch, but that's even better. See,
Oh,
Harold?
yeah,
Nope,
yeah,
always
yeah.
thinking about ball. He is ball. Okay, and he knows ball. He's coming to an NFL team near you. Good luck with those meetings with the Niners. Maybe you'll get to meet George Kittle. That'll be amazing. And I'm telling you about the Sean Payton tip. You're going to meet with the Broncos. And maybe you'll end up with the Eagles. Wherever you end up, we will be cheering you on. Harold Fannin, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will be back after this. We've got more to talk about. We'll get some draft news. Maybe we'll revert. Maybe we'll talk about the Bengals. Maybe we'll talk about the Bengals for a minute and Trey Hendrickson on McAfee yesterday. That was a wild. Everything going on with the Bengals is wild right now.
Yeah. That was there. We got some Chiefs. Some Chiefs fans and media people watching for Felix. But Harold saying Chiefs on that list was drew a little reaction there. People are excited.
What?
They're looking for a Kelsey replacement.
Isn't there a Dallas Goedert rumor?
There are some rumors that he may be on the trade market. Who knows what's true at this time of year, but those rumors are out there.
Dallas Goedert was the only player out of a field of 72 at the NFL PA Classic to say he was a great golfer. And I love that for him.
And how'd he do?
On the practice round, he was having a good time. And then I don't know how well it actually went. But Felix apparently is golfing now. I was reading about
That's
that.
what I've heard.
Maybe I'll start there.
Yeah.
Do your
Now that you're
media
a golf expert. Yeah.
do your media overlords have any questions for Felix they'd like to get out there? Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think they're just excited
do
looking forward to this year with him and the opportunities.
I didn't hear that. Do I do the cool
What's the
thing and
cool thing?
ignore the Super Bowl loss and just be like, now we're in the new year? Or do I like do the jerky thing and like drudge it up? I don't know.
Yeah.
The gumbo, I think, comes over rice at Cheesecake Factory. And it's delicious and so salty that like my rings would get stuck on my fingers if I ate it. My go-to order there is usually I always get those like the spring rolls.
Those are Kelly's favorite.
Top salad that I get. Because I order 3 cheesecakes.
It's a good strategy.
I mix it up. That's a place where you eat light so you can have cheesecake. I never just order one dessert. I'd rather skimp on the meal. And like if you don't ask for the dessert menu, we can't be friends. Like if they come and they say, want to see the dessert menu, if it's a no for you at any meal, we can't be friends. Okay, let's do this.
This one right here is for the bosses, winning everything I never seen in
Gets devoured. Anudike-Uzomah.
I'm a boss, I'm a king.
Super Bowl champion, defensive end, former first-round pick for the Kansas City Chiefs, Felix Anudike-Uzomah. How are you, my friend? Oh no. What happened? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
I can, but we just had this like great intro, all this music, and
I
that
know,
can
I
we do
know, I
it
know.
again?
No, I was trying to compliment you
I
saying
want
that
it
you said it
again.
right.
Run it back, run it back.
You did it
No,
again?
no, no.
Gets devoured. Anudike-Uzomah.
We had to run it back. Super Bowl
That's
champion,
actually
husband,
funny.
former first round pick for the Chiefs, Felix Anudike-Uzomah. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for saying my
Yeah.
last name right. It was a lot of people can't really say it, but I mean, you got it
What's
down
the
pat.
worst? What's the worst botch job of your last name you've ever heard?
I have Anudike Uzomah. I have Anuduk. I have Anudik. I have all that stuff. So it's a lot. Yeah, but you got it
Um,
down pat. I'm proud of you.
I don't know my trick when I get tripped up on the name, or I could
Yeah,
possibly I sing it
you sing it.
because
So how
yeah,
you
like
sing it?
when I said I literally did it here. I said Felix Anudike-Uzomah because everything kind of blurs together, so you
Yeah.
can't super botch the pronunciation. That's a little journalism tip for your post
Okay. Okay.
football career. But Felix, you got a long way to go, and I gotta tell you, I'm getting texts about the excitement and then the pressure on you. But before we get to that, it is the off season. My show clearly in true off season form.
hmm
Listen, you could do anything with your time. Why would you take up golf? Why would you do this to yourself?
So listen, I'm terrible at golf. I'm not gonna lie. So, but I have a lot of people pressuring me. It's like even like Jay Reed's golfing event coming up. I have people telling me I got to practice for that. So we're gonna see how that's gonna go. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not no like crazy golfer. I'm just trying just to even hit the ball. So we're gonna start from there.
I don't know who knows more about golf, you or I. I've been doing a couple things. I was down at the NFLPA Classic. Everyone was miserable. Like, you guys do this to yourselves for 10-hour days and you're miserable the entire time. Did you really? I heard you went and tried to get clubs just like at like a Dick's Sporting Goods or something. Like, you can't, you're 6'4".
Yeah, yeah. Because what's it called? I didn't have clubs this whole time, and I was like, I need clubs to practice. So I kept on stalling. My friends were like, when are you gonna get clubs? I'm like, I'm gonna get clubs sooner or later. Like I'm gonna ask everybody around. So I was like, let me just go ahead and just get it from like the store and stuff like that, and just practice from there. But like they're kind of small, so I low key need to get fitted. But we're gonna see.
I heard. Well, I wish you success in that. Although I don't know that you're going to have any because nobody ever does. Golf is wild. You've had a great career. My favorite thing about your career is that I feel like I say this about different position, obviously different side of the ball. Devonte Adams, like every game, every quarter, I feel like he got better his entire career. Like it was so
hmm
fun to watch, to root for, and I really feel like you're ascending your whole life. Freshman B team to all state selection, 2-star recruit to Big 12 DPOY. I will say it feels like Kansas City is really looking for a giant step for you. Do you feel that way?
Oh yeah, I feel that way a lot too. Especially like this is like year three, so even just playing faster, learning the playbook, having what Spagnola has to offer, just is going to help me just have my step even higher. So I'm ready for that. I'm prepared, and I'm excited for what the season has to hold.
I mean, there are a lot of pieces lost, and Spags is going to look at you even closer, I'm sure.
Mhm.
I don't know if I was going to do this, and you're so nice, but like we have to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going 23 years old to see this step. I do want like you've won one. How does it feel to lose one?
Uh, it's It sucks. I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like it's like worse than not even going to like the playoffs. Just losing the Super Bowl, especially we spent all this time just to make it to that point, and then losing it, it sucks. But honestly, there's stuff you can learn from it to get better. So that's what we're gonna do this offseason, and obviously the OTAs to training camp, and then hopefully get right back there and win.
What does that mean? Like you're trying to find the good, right? In the morning meeting, we have this like 6 a.m. call with my whole staff, and is there any benefit to losing? No, because like the Chiefs are still going to get everybody's best punch. You're just
Mhm.
as good as you were, and you're gonna like. What is the thing that you can take away that is a good thing, other than Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce getting shredded?
Just it's humbling experience. I feel like the good thing is like we know why basically the reasons why we basically lost the Super Bowl, and we can improve from that. So we can go to off season, go to meetings, stuff like that, see what we can do better, and even like even physically wise, what can we do personally to step our game up so we can not be in that position we were last year.
Is there an idea that this team like wasn't fit enough or something? Because I'm seeing like Travis training like crazy and Patrick Mahomes, like I've seen on Instagram, like a lot of that. Is that why the physicalities as a focus?
They're always like that. Those guys are always fit to compete. I see Pat there early in the mornings, always at the facility. Like he's a competitor, so it just them being huge competitors is basically like encouraging all the other guys to step their game up, train harder, be harder in the film room and everything like that, so we can eventually get our goal to win another Super Bowl. So yeah.
You said that you know the reasons why you lost. What's the reason you guys lost?
It's hard. It's kind of hard to explain for myself, but I just feel like they were honestly, kudos to them. They were well prepared. They had a lot of things down packed. We came up short basically. I feel like there's a lot of things we could have fixed on both ends of the field, offense and defense, but it's just that I feel like prepared even better. So, but I know for next year that, especially knowing Andy Reid and knowing all the coaching staff, that we're going to be prepared for next year. So I'm excited.
I think the good in it is like, let's effing go revenge tour, scorched earth, refocus. Not that you weren't focused, but I think that's the good out of it. Like, there's no way this is happening again. Like we're going to roll. Like that's at least what I'm hoping. You're going to be a big part of that with everything that you've done. It's reported that the Chiefs want a permanent fixture on Christmas Day on Netflix. Now, I know Santa brought you a sack last year against those Steelers. You licked Russell Wilson on Christmas really well. What do you think he'll bring you? You guys play on Christmas this year?
I don't know. It's always surprises, so we'll see. We never know what's going to happen. So hopefully it's another sack, probably 2 or something like that. But we'll see. Just keep training, and honestly, you never, like our coach said, you never know where your sack's going to come. So it's not going to come if you don't try hard. So we'll see.
You enjoy playing on Christmas?
I do. It was actually, I will say I do, and I don't. We kind of came in home a little late, but it was just an enjoyment just to even get the win. I think Christmas will always be fun, obviously, if you win. So.
You guys obviously have the draft. I'd like you to make, you pick at 31. There's, offensive guys being talked about, defensive guys mocked to Kansas City. Help Spags and Veach out. Make your case for drafting a defensive player.
Oh, this is not in my payroll. Let's see. I don't even know. I know that we lost Sean Wharton. He's a great guy, very good competitor. So it's going to be hard to fit him back in. But I mean, I guess a D tackle probably we can pick up. Learn under Chris Jones, a phenomenal D tackle. And I really don't know with the offensive side, but I know it'll be good to have another defensive tackle. So.
It is a good D tackle draft. I'll say that. But I think Patrick might text you after seeing this interview and say, "Are you joking? We need an offensive tackle, bro. What are you doing?"
See, I don't know anything on the offensive end, but I just know defensive wise, it'll be good. Especially our room is kind of funny and crazy, so it'll be a nice.
You know Will Howard, Felix.
Oh yeah, that's my guy. You talked to Will Howard?
I just know that you played with him at Kansas State.
That's my guy. That's my guy. Oh, we had a lot of memories, a lot of good and a lot of bad memories too. I can't even say on camera, but that's my guy.
Well, hold on, I need to hear though. What do you mean?
The bad ones?
Yeah.
Or the good ones?
The ones you can't say on camera, you have to say on camera. Those are the rules.
I don't know if it's appropriate for camera, so we can't say it. That's the thing. You might get fired. So
it's appropriate for you to tell me, and scouts and fans and GMs. I mean, I know he won the national championship. What else do I need to know about Will Howard?
Will Howard he's a great character. He's very loving. He always encouraged guys to do their best and everything like that. He's been through a lot of adversity, even coming here. He was started off a backup, and he kept on having that drive. I never knew what position he was in whenever he was a backup, so I didn't know like his mental thoughts. And they brought another guy in, and I didn't know how he was going to react or how he's going to handle that situation. But what he did was he came to work every day, and he was able to win us the Big 12 championship, even with all the adversity he had. So just type of seeing that type of drive just encouraged me too. So like I see him every day in the facility, and he always puts a smile on his face. He's never negative and nothing like that. So whoever's going to draft him is going to get a great quarterback.
I love that, and we'll clip that off and maybe send it to some teams and help out your boy. And
For sure.
All that's gosh, this tush push thing, Felix. The debate rages on. The Packers, by the way, this morning, everybody watching, they're rewriting their proposal now. Now, you're the perfect person to ask about this because you faced it a bunch in the AFC Championship and, of course, in the Super Bowl. Let's take a look at the tush push situation at the Super Bowl, where Chris Jones, by the way, is like sideways. What break down this play?
Shoot, it's just I don't even know. Like it's unstoppable. We try to like I guess go sideways and have somebody else go on top push, but it's just a play that just like kudos to the Eagles. They found an unstoppable play. So I mean, it's very hard to cover, but we're gonna obviously try our best every practice to try to like perfect how to stop it. So I mean, it's been done before, so it's not like it hasn't been done, but obviously it's like the consistency of it. So
I mean, Chris Jones was sort of like was that something that he did on his own? Is that schemed?
I honestly forgot. I don't know if it was ski. I don't know if he probably did it on his own. I forgot. I don't know if he did that, but I mean, you got to do something. That's so hard to cover. So anything you got, honestly, make up something. You got to do something because that tush push is different. I'll say that.
So how did you talk about the tush push those 2 weeks leading into the Super Bowl?
It was something that we knew. Like obviously, we just don't want to come down to the tush push. So we've got to stop them before they get to to the 1 yard line or anything like that, or they only have like 1 yard or 2 yards to go. So it's just something that we preach not to do that because obviously that's kind of hard to cover that.
You think it should be banned?
I don't know. I can't answer myself. It's like
there's like you can.
I mean, yeah, I guess it should be banned, but at the same time, they found something that obviously that's unstoppable. So I mean, I don't know. My opinions are kind of like iffy with that stuff. So I don't really know how to answer that.
Because I mean, as a competitor, I think a competitor, like you'd want to stop it. You'd want it to not be allowed. It is in the league right now. I think that's totally fair. I think that's what everybody's doing. And like, I understand, I think you're saying both sides, but like, can you as and I heard Travis Kelce say on his podcast, like, it's a football play. You can, whatever. I would be trying like hell to stop it if I was an AFC contender. I think it's fair.
Yeah, I feel it. It's fair, but at the same time, they found something that nobody else ever have done before. And then because they did it at the same time, is like now nobody can stop it. Now we got to ban it. At the same time, nobody else in the league is trying to mimic that or has like consistently had that. So it only works for that type of, I guess, whoever schemed it over there, the Eagles, only works for that type of team for real. So. And
you stopped it against the Bills multiple times.
Oh yeah. So it just they perfected it good. That's all I got to say.
It's different, which I like. It's just different. What else do I want to ask you? We did golf. I know. Oh, you're from Lee Summit, which I love.
Oh yeah, Lee Summit, Missouri.
Lee Summit, Missouri. I know it very well. My best friend who married my brother is from Lee Summit, or they used to call it like Lee Scummit or something back in the day.
The Scummit, the Scummit.
The Scummit, yeah. You have a very cool event going on. You are a local Missouri boy. That's why there's so much excitement about you, of course, with this amazing fan base. And you have your second annual 7-on-7 charity weekend. Tell me that Justin Reed's going since you're golfing with him, and tell me all about it.
Oh, we'll see. I gotta ask Justin if he can go to it. But it's just a 7-on-7 charity event. I know a lot of people in the Metro like to do 7-on-7, so it was just like a huge thing I decided last year. I was like, since people like to go do 7-on-7, and obviously. There's guys that are not high schoolers, they're not in the collegiate level, and I feel like they're older that probably want to go out there and try to see if they still got it. So it was something that I had in plan, and I had a lot of help with my family and everybody else to see if we can actually put that together. And also, I wanted to put Children's Mercy down for it too, because they really helped me when I was in third grade because I had a hernia in my stomach that was like very huge, and the doctors didn't know if they can surgically repair it. So it was a big thing that Children Mercy like had a whole week a procedure with them, and then they figured out a way to help clog it up, or not, I guess, like help surgically repair it. So
Okay.
it was a big thing. And then I told myself, like, even if I go to Lee or anything, just to help out Children Mercy, because I know there's a lot of guys and a lot of kids out there that have some similar stories or even going through worse. So it was a big thing that I wanted to do, and I wanted to help not only just have a event for 707, but also help with the kids and help donate to Children's Mercy.
Okay, so it is a 7-on-7 football charity weekend. It's happening June
Mhm.
21st, 22nd. And of course,
Yes.
it's saying it benefits Children Mercy's Hospital. There's food I was
Yes.
reading, there's prizes, star
Prizes.
appearances, away. So everybody, and a lot of Chiefs fans watching, by the way, a lot of Chiefs fans tweeting, wanting to know, like, what's the one thing you're sort of focused on in this offseason to get to where you want to go in 2025?
One thing I'm focused on is just basically getting my I want to say obviously the scheme wise, but just basically attention to details, like saying my footwork and just helping with my pass rush. I know there's a lot of sacks I missed last year, and I feel like just just basically helping my footwork and everything like that, and just getting help with somebody like outside source. I feel like that would be that would help my game get it bumped up, if that makes sense. But that's one thing I'm focusing on this off season, and also just spending some time with my family too. I know I didn't spend that much time last year with my family, just because all this stuff is going on with the football and stuff like that, and that was a big emphasis this year for me too. So,
What is it like being from Missouri, being from Lee Summit, and
yeah,
growing up the way the Chiefs were looked at? And obviously, like Jamal Charles, and they were like these bright spots,
yeah,
big, like, and then sort of seeing what Kansas City has become. Because, you even
mhm.
show up at the Kansas City airport, and they've like opened gift shops to sell Chiefs
Yeah.
stuff. It has
Oh yeah, it's
become
crazy.
a global team. You went and play, like you go and play in Germany. You might be playing in Brazil. You might be
Mhm.
the Netflix staple for the entire world. Like, as someone, like, you get it differently because you're from there. What is that like?
Yeah. It's different. I've been through the Matt Castle days. I've been through the one that was like 1-13. When we beat the Green Bay Packers, and it was just like a amazing thing. I remember everybody was celebrating everything, even throughout the streets. And I was there 2020 whenever Pat won that Super Bowl.
Hmm.
It was crazy because I remember I was a kid in the streets going throughout the parade, like not in the parade, but we went out through Power and Light. We were all getting lit after they won the Super Bowl and
Have
everything
some
like
power and
that.
light. Yes.
I know it was crazy, and then just to see that, even like my friends nowadays, they're just like, "There's no way we were literally just with you at the Chiefs parade in 2020, and now you're with the Chiefs." So it's a dream come true for sure. Grew up a Chief my whole life. Even my mom, she suffered a little bit just for me to get those Chiefs tickets to like tour around the Chiefs and stuff like that. So even just to see that stuff, how things change, it's a dream come true for sure, and I'm definitely living in it.
Yeah, it was not when I was living in, I went to Mizzou, and I know, so, relax. I went to
You went
Mizzou,
to
and I just remember, like, the Chiefs and the Rams were not spoken about. It was Jeff Fisher on one side, and then it was the Chiefs, who were,
Mhm.
always, but it was never quite there. Even with Kelsey, even with, and that, yeah, now like I was like, nobody was at the Grand Saloon talking about the Chiefs, and now
Yeah,
you literally, it's just everything's changed, and it's been
and
absolutely. You mentioned what you want to work on with sacks. We have this one play my producer Cal was obsessed with from this morning, and we have a question. I have a question about it, but this CJ Stroud sack. I know you want to improve and get more sacks, but divisional round, Texas, driving into the red zone, and you kind of went through Laramie Tunsil here. Talk me through this play.
it was like my coach always says, try to once you get a level of quarterback, try to counter back. So I know I was kind of farther level of quarterback, and he likes to step up a little bit. So I try to like hump him and try to get a sack. And George was going to be there too. He had a phenomenal game in that game too, and he was about to
Awesome.
get his fourth sack. But it's just something that it was like I had to do, and I'm glad it happened at that time. So I was very excited, and we got the dub. So yeah.
Felix, Chiefs want more of that, Felix.
Oh yeah, I know. I gotta give them more. So I'm
You
excited.
certainly will. Last one, we're talking about the Grand Falloon in Kansas City, this steakhouse or whatever that's opening.
Yeah.
I think it's Travis and Patrick, right? Pat and
Oh yeah.
Travis held 1587, right?
Hmm.
They're gonna have a special cheeseburger in honor of Coach Reed, who doesn't look like he's eating many
Oh yeah,
cheeseburgers.
cheeseburger. Ooh,
Yeah.
I can't wait.
If they created a menu item for the local boy, what would the Felix meal be?
Ooh, that's a great question. It'll probably be like I'll probably call it a FAU meal. And like the FAU meal would be like some like I will say some it'll probably be a mixture of like some Nigerian food with also American food together. Probably we're gonna find a way to mix that together. Probably put some jollof rice and probably put some like suya and then probably have like a steak on the side or something like that. I don't know. I gotta talk to him about that low key to put that on the menu or something like that. But
I feel like that was your quickest answer in this whole. You knew right away, or you wanted to go with it.
Because it was my favorite food. So like, all right, oh yeah, actually take jollof rice. Actually no, leave jollof rice. Put some fried rice in it, and that would be good. I don't know if you had poo before, but you should try it. You should try it.
I've never had. Maybe you should serve it at your second annual 7-on-7 football charity weekend with our friend Felix. We appreciate you so much. Congrats on all the success you've had, and you keep getting better. It's all ahead of you. And we'll see you maybe on Christmas, maybe in Brazil.
For sure.
For
sure. Okay, got to.
We'll take a break here. Thank you, Felix, so much. And thank you for talking about the Super Bowl. And I'm sure you want to. Now I'll be the last one to ask you about it. I had to, Ham. I had to ask. I think they all have to go through it. I think, I want to know, like, do they, like, have they all met? Are they, like, taking time? Like, what does that look like? Do they speak? Or is it like, this was our interview, this sucked, here's, like, are they, like, in constant comms, or is everyone like still taking their, and we'll pick it up at OTAs? Like I don't know. I wonder how that works.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody has a different process with it too. And it seems like the guys that are close to each other still definitely keep in contact. I mean, I know Justin's not on the team anymore, but it sounds like he's hearing from him and getting pressure about the golf stuff from him. But yeah, it was interesting. And he's not the first one that said too, like it's almost better to like not make the playoffs or not be there than to go through that experience of losing the Super Bowl, being that close. That's tough. Although he's not going to ever have to worry about missing the playoffs with that team and Mahomes and all that. But
yeah, he loved Pistol Howard.
Yeah, he couldn't wait. He didn't even let you finish the question where he lit up talking about him.
Was Kansas City satisfied?
I think so. That was what they wanted to hear. They want to see that jump from him this year, and it's all in front of him, like you said, still just 23 years old.
23 is crazy.
Yeah. Gone into year 3 at 23.
My biggest, most flattering thing that happened in the last 24 hours is, well, a couple flattering things have happened.
What's
However,
that?
People thought that I was serious. There were some people who thought I was serious about being about what's his name, about Anthony Richardson being a year older than me. And I was like, yeah, still got it. Yeah, it's not the Saratoga.
It's all that Saratoga water.
I think it's all the sleep I get. I don't sleep when I come to New York.
Yeah.
I do not sleep when I come to New York. I have not slept.
You don't sleep ever. Yeah.
No, I don't. Nope, not happening. Nope. Listed them on full screen. How much time do we have? right now. Okay, well, here we are on television. One thing about Ohio State running back, Mr. Travion Henderson. Hamilton, this is a guy that you really, really like.
Yes, he is, and I think with where he's projected to go, I think he can be like that missing infinity stone that elevates one of these Super Bowl contenders.
This is a superstar. I've learned a lot about him in the past week. So we're seeing the mocks, the Matt Millers, the Daniel Jeremiah sort of mock him late first round, early second round. There's a great chance we do see him go to what Hamilton wishes would be like the Infinity Stone vibe of the Broncos, who, yes, are a contender. The Commanders, who certainly are a contender, even said Felix's Chiefs. Okay, those are three teams that could definitely, and are picking in that spot, could use a dynamic playmaker, and that is what he is. He's explosive, versatile. I mean, Ohio State's national championship. Did I watch it? No. But I know you guys all did. And that was unbelievable and got him comps to Jahmyr Gibbs. That caught my radar. So can you imagine adding him to Jaden and Debo in Washington's backfield, or what he could do in Kansas City alongside Mahomes, where they're always looking for that trusted weapon? I mean, the Chiefs haven't had a guy like that for Patrick Mahomes. Maybe, Hammy, like, have they had that for Patrick Mahomes? Maybe high draft pick, but not really.
Yeah, they tried to get that done with Clyde. It didn't really work out the way they wanted it to. So, don't be scared. Take another swing, Andy. Get another playmaker like that from Mahomes in that backfield. I think with the way they're playing right now, too, it'd be a great fit.
Yeah, and wherever he ends up, this is a game breaker. So that is the one thing to know. We have great guests next week. We have tons of content, guys, of course, on YouTube. Summer Fridays from 30 degree New York City. So no show tomorrow, no live action. We've lots of content. And next week, who are the guests again, Hamilton? We've got Justin Simmons coming on the show.
Yeah, we got Daniel Jeremiah on Monday, making his Up and Adams debut to talk some draft. Very excited for that one. Marcel Reese as well. We're having Brandon Graham. I know you're pumped about that one. I
think we need to sign him to a 4-year max deal to be on the show before he even comes on. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to. Let's sign him to a max deal.